You're trying to make your photography your full-time career, land some clients and make some serious money. But you still feel like you're treated like an amateur photographer. Therefore, you don't land any clients nor make any money. Well, as someone who's been pursuing portrait photography for the last 3 years now, I've been able to build up a profitable portrait photography business that lands me regular paid shoots with clothing brands, production companies, and personal brands alike. So it's safe to say that it's my full-time career and it's made me very successful. So I want to help you get into my position much faster and in a much more fun way. And I want to help you make that transition from a more amateur or hobbyist photographer to a professional photographer that can charge serious money. First lesson, pursue one genre. One of the reasons why your photography business looks very amateurish and looks very hobbyist is because you don't stick to one genre. Your portfolio is all over the place. You've got weddings, you've got street stuff on there, events, concerts, some portraits, some fashion shoots. It's all over the place. It really does give off that hobbyist vibe because there's no clear intention within your work. It almost just looks like you're doing photography for fun rather than asking for money. So let's say there's two photographers. So the first photographer, photographer one, they pursue all the genres. They've pursued the weddings, they've done the streets, the events, the concerts, the portraits, etc. because they want to appeal to a wider audience. They want to get the most clients and the most followers possible on social media. But because they can't stick to one thing, they're not the best at all those things. They're not the best at anything. They're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So they're kind of mediocre at every sort of genre. So there isn't the most trust with their clients. They're very unpredictable because, again, they've spread themselves too thin and they don't have a specific specialism. They don't have a very specialist skill. But on the other hand, you've got photographer two. You've got someone who's picked one genre, one specialism, and wants to stick to that thing, get amazing at that one genre. They may not appeal to the most clients, but the clients that they do appeal to are much more higher quality, they are higher paying, and they have a specialism. They're really good at this one style or one way of shooting. And therefore, they're not chasing up every single possible job that they can get in their photography. They're not doing, one week they're doing an event, the next week they're doing a wedding, and then they're doing portraits, and it more feels like a side hustle rather than their full-time career. But in this case, they picked that one genre and they stuck to it. They're getting really good at this one genre. They get less clients, they probably get less bookings, but those bookings are higher paying. And even then, they might even still get more bookings than photographer one, but even if they get less bookings, they're much more higher paying, they're much more higher quality, and they actually enjoy doing what they're doing. So for you, what is that one genre that you feel like you could pursue for the rest of time, for the rest of your career? For me, it's portrait and fashion photography. And for the last 3 years, I've only done portrait and fashion photography. I've marketed myself as a portrait photographer specifically. I haven't been like, oh, I'm also an event photographer, I'm also a wedding photographer or a concert photographer. No, I've stuck to this one niche. And because I haven't spread myself too thin and like started to do all these different types of genres in my photography, I stick to one thing, I can master it. I can become really good at that one thing and put all of my effort, my money, and my focus into this one genre. And even in terms of gear too, because I'm now only sticking to this one genre and focusing on one thing, I can think about what is the best gear for this genre, rather than being like, okay, what is the most versatile gear that could do every genre? I can pick specifically the specialisms in that specific genre of shooting. So for me, because it's portraits, I got my Mamiya RB67, which is like a film camera. That's like a medium format film camera. That's really only specifically for portraits. That I wouldn't be able to use that for like an event or for a wedding, but it doesn't matter because I don't do those things. So why, I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Like if I was also doing events and weddings, I'll think, okay, I've got a 24-70, now I need a 70-200, I need some flashes, I need some more lenses just in case, so some primes, some more zooms, and I'm like thinking about buying all this gear and spending all this money, but if you just pursued one genre, you probably only need like 1 or 2 lenses and then you're sorted. But you can see how if you're picking one genre, you can really just master and get best at this one specific way of shooting. And you can't do that with multiple genres. Like, put yourself in the client's shoes for a second. Imagine they're looking at your website or your portfolio on your Instagram, and it's just a bunch of random. It's just a bunch of everything. Weddings, streets, whatever it is, portraits. They're looking at it, they're going like, what is this? Like, what type of photographer are you right now? But what they really want is a specialist. They want to look at a photographer's Instagram or their portfolio and their website and be like, yeah, this person is really good at this one style of shooting, and I want that style of shooting for my shoot. And I'm going to pay a lot of money for that photographer. Like, yes, if you pursue multiple genres, you may attract a wider client base, and you may get more followers and likes on Instagram, but unfortunately, followers and likes on Instagram does not equal cash. So again, pick that one genre. What do you feel like is the most fun genre that you could pursue and make serious money from? Like, yeah, could you do other genres for fun? Potentially you could. Like, could you do some street photography on the side just for fun? That's fine, but even then, if you start fixating over these different genres too much and you try to improve on that genre, buy more gear for that genre, you're sacrificing the progress that you make in the genre that you're actually going to make money from. So I would always suggest pick the best genre that you feel like you could work on forever, and never do any other type of photography ever again. Like, for me, portrait fashion photography, I will only ever pick up my camera if I'm taking photos of a person. I would never ever shoot anything else. Like, maybe I might shoot street photography now and then if I'm on vacation or something like that, but for the most part, I'm never using my gear unless I'm doing a portrait shoot. And if you're struggling with what genre you could pursue, well, portrait photography for me is so good, and for you it would be great as well, especially if you like to be creative and you want to get paid for your more editorial, more expressive type of work. So don't ever listen to these photographers online that tell you, oh, you can't make money from your creativity, that's impossible. Yes, you can. You can make a lot of money from your creativity. I'm a perfect example of that. I'll pop my photos on the screen right now. You can see very experimental, very risky, very expressive and stylized type of work, and it lands me regular clients with clothing brands, production companies, etc. So if you're watching this video and you want to pursue portrait photography, I have a course which is top link below. It's a full step-by-step guide to building up a profitable portrait photography business from the ground up. Like, if you don't have any photos right now, or even if you do have a couple of photos, maybe you've landed with some clients in the past, but you want to make it a full-time career, this course and the program is going to be perfect for you. I've got stuff on there about social media marketing. So how can you market yourself on social media? How can you price yourself when you do eventually get those clients? How to specifically communicate with them, what messages to send them, how to invoice them, how to provide the best experiences for your models and for your clients that pay you to create an experience. We also look at stuff like networking tips. How can you increase your client base? How can you make more connections within the industry that will eventually land you more paid shoots? And obviously the portfolio stuff with how can you create your best photos, how should you approach your photo shoots. So you don't want to just simply create a portfolio and make photos. You want to know specifically what type of photos that you need to create, how to create them, how to prepare for them, how to really improve as a photographer beyond the technical side of things. The course is like 3 to 4 hours long. There's like 40 videos in there. It goes over everything that you need to know to make this your full-time career. And I want you to actually make money from your creativity. I don't want you to think that, I can't do this, this is impossible, this is like a pipe dream. Like, no, you'd be surprised how not that far away your dream actually is if you actually take the action steps. So if you want to make your dreams come true as a portrait photographer, click the top link below to check out the course. And to follow up from the last point, the second lesson in this video, a big portfolio is not a good portfolio. This is like reassurance for those who don't already have a quite big portfolio, but it's also a reality check for the people that do have a big portfolio, thinking that's how they're going to get work. Because it's more about having an amazing portfolio than the sheer quantity or size of it. Quality over quantity, essentially. So now that you've picked that one genre, hopefully is your portrait and fashion photography, this whole channel is based around portrait and fashion photography. So if that is it, keep watching the video, of course. But whatever genre that is, only show your best work from that genre. the work that you absolutely love. Like you need to, with your portfolio, you need to be as cutthroat as possible, in my opinion. Like the last thing you want to do is just show off every single portrait shoot that you've ever done, for example, or every single wedding that you've ever done, or every single event that you've ever done, because that never works out. Like the reason why you're doing that is because you think that having a more vast and big portfolio is going to help you. Like it almost has this illusion that you have more experience or something like that. Like no, I know plenty of really big like fashion and portrait photographers that have like one or two or like a handful of projects on their portfolio, yet they're fully booked. They get a lot of work. Obviously there's photographers who have like 10-20 years of experience that have a quite big portfolio, but at the end of the day, all the shoots that they show off are the best of the best work. They've just done a lot of it because they have a lot of experience. It's like naturally, if you have 10 years of experience, you're going to have a lot of projects that you've worked on and were amazing. But for you, you're starting out, maybe you're a year into it, a few months, maybe a couple of years. You probably only have like a handful of photo shoots that you actually like or were actually good. You know what I mean? You might think that you have like 20-30 photo shoots that you really like and were amazing, but if in reality, if you really like look at it from an objective point of view, only like probably 5 of them were actually like really good and client worthy and like professional looking. Like me, for example, if you look at my website, which is in the link below, you can see my portfolio. There's about like 10-11 projects on there, not that many projects, and I've been doing this for like 3 years. And I have done probably like 50 plus photo projects in the past with clients, with my own personal work. I've done a lot, but I only show like the ones I've done this year, basically. I'm pretty sure I put the dates, like the years I've shot them, in the descriptions of the projects and all the titles of them. And basically all of them are 2025. Because I've created my best of my best work in this year. Like I've created some, I think I have like one photo shoot for 2024 in there. But yeah, I've created some technically good work in the past, but it hasn't been work that like really resonates with my current style and resonates with my current quality. So I literally took them out. It took me a while to really think about, oh, should I actually delete this? And now I'm like, no, if I don't love the photo shoot, or if I don't love the photos that any individual photo, if I don't love the photo, it's not on my portfolio. I'm only going to show the best of the best work. Like with clients, you want to show that you want to show your best of your best work. You want to look the best. So if you have a really big and vast portfolio, you're more likely to show off some stinkers. You're more likely to show off some little shitty photos that weren't actually that good, or like, oh, that wasn't a very good photo. Like you have to look at your portfolio and be like, if I don't absolutely love this photo, I'm not putting it on there. Like be that cutthroat about it. And one of the things that is going to make you unique within the industry and compared to the competition and how you can charge much more than other people is your unique style. And your unique style, especially as a portrait and fashion photographer, consists of everything. It doesn't just consist of your lighting and your color grading, but it's everything, your poses, the types of models that you shoot, the types of gear that you use, obviously the lighting and color grading, but also the styling, the location choices, the themes of the photo shoots. Like there's a lot that goes behind your style. So if you show off everything and like a lot of your stuff isn't all consistent, then obviously clients aren't going to like that. You want to be as predictable as possible essentially to clients. Like clients want to look at your portfolio and they know exactly what they're going to get out of you if they were to hire you, and they love that. People love reassurance. They want to pay for reassurance, essentially. They don't want to pay at a gamble. Guess what it essentially is? If you're a photographer right now that has all these different genres and all the different types of shooting and styles, you are literally a gamble to them. You're literally a casino to them if they hire you. Like they could get good photos or they could get shit photos. It's not like a guarantee because your work isn't consistent enough. It doesn't have a specific way of shooting, and it isn't there's a specialism. And that is why I think portrait photography and fashion photography are the best genres to pursue, because your style can be heavily tailored and there's a quite low barrier of entry too, because you don't need the most expensive gear to create amazing photos. Like this camera body right here, my R6 and my 24-70, this is like $1,000 right now used, and this is like 700. So this is like less than 2K on this setup, you know what I mean? Obviously not including SD cards, but SD cards don't cost that much either, like $20, $50, whatever it is. So you're talking like under $2,000 for that kit, and I can create work that will land me clients. So you don't need to, like with other genres, you need like the best of the best stuff. You need a really expensive gear. For that, you don't need that much stuff. And again, your style can be heavily tailored. Like you can really focus on how you can create your best work without even having to focus on your gear. And if you want to learn about how you can create your perfect portfolio that will land you those regular clients, again, like I mentioned earlier, my program, which is top link below, will be perfect for you. And on to the third and final lesson in this video, social media presence and having a website. As a photographer, do you post enough on social media, or do you even post at all? The first step, which is kind of obvious, but you probably aren't doing it, post your work. Actually go on social media and market yourself as a photographer. Post your best work on your portfolio and on your Instagram account. Also too, find new ways to show off your portfolio. Make some montage reels, for example. By the way, top link below, that teaches you everything that I do to market myself as a photographer, how I post on social media quite often, even if I don't even shoot that much too. That's the thing, you don't need to shoot like every week or every other day to have more content churning out on your account. You can do a lot of repurposing, which I tell you in the course, which is top link below. I've actually gotten quite a lot of shoots booked simply through Instagram. Like a client saw my work on Instagram, not my website or anything like that, just my Instagram on a certain Instagram post, and has hired me through that. Also too, when you work with a team, if you have a stylist or a makeup artist or a model that you work with, have them collaborate with you on a post. That's a little tip too. Like I like to do that too. If you look at my Instagram, which is also linked below, you can check it out. And I like to collab post with a lot of my stylists and my makeup artists and the models that I work with. And it's good to get extra engagement, because you never know, like someone from their following could see that post and be like, oh, this photographer's sick, I want to get a job, or they're already in the market for a photographer. And you can imagine like now it's like much more likely, you're much more likely to get hired by that person, because there's already that trust there, because you've worked with their friend or their mutual friend or whatever it is. Another thing that you should be doing too, having a website. Like one of the main, like back to the main point of the video, why you look like an amateur photographer and a hobbyist and not like a professional, you don't even have a professional website. You don't have a custom domain for your email. It's ridiculous, because I want to remind you, you're a business now. You're not a hobbyist. You're not someone who does this for fun. You're someone who is a professional. They ask for real and a lot of money for each job. So you need to have the basics, like a website and a custom email. Like that's basic stuff. And it costs like, you could probably pay like $20 a month for all of that. Like get a Squarespace website. I'm not sponsored by Squarespace or anything like that, but like get a GoDaddy, a Wix, whatever it is, a Squarespace. Costs nothing to make. It will take you no time to create a portfolio either. My website is very simple. It doesn't take me that long to make. Again, you can check it out. Very simple. You can actually copy it if you want to. If you want to copy the exact template of it, copy it. I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Do it. It's really easy and cheap to make a website. Like, you see photographers that don't even have websites and they have like a Gmail account and they're like, I'm a professional. I'm a professional, guys. Like, oh, I know what I'm doing. People hire me, pay me money, pay me a lot of money. It's like, no, like, why would I pay a business that doesn't even have a website? That's like weird. You know, it's like, why would that make a difference? But it's like, it's just that thing of like, you just look like an amateur. You just, again, if you just have an Instagram account, again, you literally look like a hobbyist. You don't even look like a professional. And our website too is also just a great way to show off your portfolio in a much more customizable way. Because on Instagram, you're going off to just a scroll like that. Scroll, and it's just whatever goes from brand new post to oldest post. But on your website, you can have whatever work that you show first. Could be anything. You can have like this specific shoot here first. You can have an about page. You have a contact. So it's like, it's much more, again, much more professional, much more reputable, and you actually look like someone who knows what they're doing. And if you want to learn more about how you can market yourself on social media as a photographer, make your business look like an actual business, make the perfect portfolio, learn about networking, pricing yourself, how to really turn this in your full-time career. Like I mentioned earlier, my program, which is top link below, will be perfect for you. And it's specifically for portrait and fashion photographers. If you don't want to do portrait and fashion photography, obviously I wouldn't suggest you join the program or buy the course, whatever it is. But I would highly suggest you consider doing portrait and fashion photography. If you're in this middle ground right now where it's like, I don't always limbo, where you don't really know what genre to do. Are you going to do weddings, or you do some events, or what, is it going to be portraits, whatever it is? Like, I would highly recommend you pick the portrait and fashion photography. Like, it's such a good genre to go into. Even if you're not going to buy the course or anything like that, get my program, it doesn't matter. It's just a great genre to be creative. You can make a lot of connections, make friends from this industry too. Like, I've made real friends and connections from jobs, from personal projects that I've done, and it's a great time. And it's like, in my opinion, way more fun than weddings. I've done basically every genre. I've done weddings, I've done events, I've done concerts, sports, photography. I've done a lot, and portraits is like the one thing that I love the most, and it probably will be the case for you too. But if you already want to do portrait and fashion photography, yeah, join the program. It's going to be perfect for you. Again, I tell you everything that you need to know about making this your full-time career. It's a great time. But yeah, there's already people that are making progress on the program, by the way. Yeah, just join. Just join, basically. But yeah, that's it for the video though. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this useful. Click on this video right here to learn more about portrait photography, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.